When there are more and more junk that I print out with my 3D printer, I do need to find a place to store them. So I think since I do have a 3D printer, why not just build my own hardware store cases so that I can put all those junk inside? And that's today's story. I built my own hardware store box with a magnet in it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ray, and here is the version 1 of my hardware box. It's kind of giant. It's hard to see because it's printed in black. But what I'm going to show you, the special thing is, it's basically a case that I put stuff in. Well, pretty useful. Okay, so, but the interesting thing is, it has a slot at the back which allowed me to put a magnet inside, ideally. But as you can see, it's actually not fit. It do have a gap, so the magnet is able to move around in there. And actually this box took me a long time to print. It took me about like 24 hours to print, which is bad. So that's why I actually developing the second version of the hardware box. It's now printed in white and it's easier for us to see. Still have a slot at the back, so we can put our magnet inside pretty easy. And this time the gap is not that much. It actually fit quite well in there, but it's still able to move around and it's easier to come out if I just put like this. So I need to use a double stick tape to tape on there, which is not ideal. So actually I work on and find the third solution, and that's the third version of my hardware box. It's like this. It's pretty much the same as the last design. Okay, the only difference is that this time I make it very tight fits in there. So my magnet can just go in there, and there is actually a little bit over extrusion. I hope you can see that, but that's actually okay because it helped me to hold this magnet, so I can just put it in there and just hold it, and that's perfect, and it won't come out again unless you have another magnet and you place somewhere in here and it will come out. Okay, but if you don't do that, it's okay. Actually, it just comes back to the same slot, which is interesting. I can make it come out again. All right, but that's the third version, which is quite good. And as you can notice, they are able to stack onto each other, which is good. Right. However, I'm not satisfied with this one, so I go ahead and develop next version, which is version 4. And this version 4 has make something like some additional extruder on the bottom, which still holds stuff inside, but we're gonna use less filament, less material to print, which is good. All right, it also helped to reduce the dust that we're gonna chuck inside, which is pretty cool, right? But I'm still not very satisfied with the issues about when you're having another magnet, because it's pretty normal. I'm gonna have multiple hardware box, so I'm gonna have multiple magnets near this box, and this magnet will maybe just come out because it's close to some other magnets. So that's why I'm developing the version 5, which is that here. This time it has 2 more features. So the first thing is I put a very special slot in there, so it's gonna host the magnet and it won't come out, even though if I place another magnet on the other side, I'm trying to push it out, so it won't come out. And actually it needs some force to push this magnet down, so it will gonna stay in there very tight. Even though it's still able to move, but it won't go anywhere. So that's cool. Even though I try to flip it, it still stay in the same position in there, which is good. One final issue: if you place the magnet the same orientation like I do at here, they might not like to stay with each other. There's an easy solution for this kind of thing. What you can do is just place the magnet in a different orientation so that they will like to stay with each other. That's pretty cool. All right, look at that. They just want to stay there together. It's cool. All right, so that's perfect. And also I add one more feature in there, which is a dividing plate. So I can have a slot in there. I have 2 slots in there in this version 5. So I can put a divide plate in there. So if I want to store like 2 different items, which I can do that like that. Okay, so this is the hardware box that I built. It took me a long time to print. Each one of them is actually took about 17 hours to print. And this is actually the final result that I'm happy to get. And now I'm able to stack them up and store things. Alright, I'm gonna leave the link to the object, so if you want to print out one by yourself, you can do that. And I'm gonna also leave the link of where you can buy this kind of magnet, so that if you want to use my design, you can buy magnet from there and start printing your hardware box. Alright, if you think this is interesting, please hit the like button or consider subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in next time.